Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever on the North Atlantic map. We start today by looking at this glorious coal train, and it is a coal train, that's heading out from London to Paris. I think virtually the entire population of Luxembourg spotted that I had put a hopper on there that actually couldn't carry coal in the slightest. So I went back and I changed that up. So now these are definitely coal hoppers. It definitely works. It is carrying coal. Thank you for those who pointed that out. It baffled me. Looking back at it retrospectively, firstly, how I could not notice that it didn't carry coal, and secondly, why it didn't carry coal in the first place. An entirely suitable wagon for the transportation of coal. What can I tell you? These things happen, but we're over it, and it's it's working now. Meanwhile, if we look at the profitron here, the reason I've rolled forward a little bit is due to an awful lot of Class 101s outside London getting very, very confused and creating gridlock. So I had to go back and fix that up, which I have now done. It was actually not that entertaining to do, but no, actually it was quite entertaining to do. There's a certain something about creating a complete mess and then unpicking it and making it work that I actually get on with. Your mileage, of course, may vary. Now, before we press on, and even before we get to the bombastic intro, we are going to do something about the food flight here. There's one now. You depot yourself and get sold. I'm going to strip a couple of the planes off this route in order to hopefully allow a few more to come in and out without too much hassle. In between, that 747 really didn't need much of a takeoff distance at all there. It's quite miraculous. And as much as they have a great practical application, I'm not sure that I'm in favour. They look great, the model's great, but I think I like the slightly smaller planes is my bag. Anyway, we're going to set this one to clear off and get resigned as well, because actually it's not even carrying anything. Right, in which case, get sold. So with two taken off that route, and I think I've got 6 on there in total, or had 6 on there. Oh, we have more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've just told 2 to go and get sold, and I've still got 8 on there. It's quite a lot. Alright. And I've just confused the hell out of this one. Turn it around. Yeah, to say that one's confused is an understatement. Go and get sold. No. See, look, if you can't figure out what to do here, friend, then we've got a bigger problem. Let's sell that one as well. Oh, that's baffling. Are you driving, I suppose, rather than flying? Are you just going to create a log jam until I delete everything? Intriguing. Yes, plane pathing is not something I have spent an awful lot of time on, because I didn't think it was that complicated. But you seem to decide that that's it, you're living there now. Well, in which case, let's put you back on the flight and see if that gets you... There we go, see? That's got him rolling again. Okay, good. Don't panic, nothing to see here. You carry on as you were doing. You're not carrying any... why aren't you carrying anything? Get sold. Okay, we're going to have to investigate why that's not working, and then we shall crack on. And in today's episode, what we're going to do is we're going to build a commuter route for Charlotte and Atlanta. Exciting stuff. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we are at the Port Nelson Transnational, and it's not storing anything. That's a bit of a worry, because it should be. I mean, we're definitely not going to make any money out of these 747s if we're not producing any food at all. And I'm at a loss to understand exactly why we're having trouble. I mean, it could be because of the amount of food we've currently got waiting at the station, and therefore we're not actually producing. Because my guesstimate on how a production plant works is each item that is produced knows where it's going. It knows what its purpose is for. So if, for example, it's got a crate of food that's supposed to go to Atlanta, and the Atlanta station is full, so it can't drop it off, then anything queued up behind it, which might be a Berlin crate, doesn't happen. Although looking at it now, that's nonsense. Because when it's adding stuff to the station here, it does so a little to each route at a time. But we're not getting anything bound for Berlin. So more than that, we're not getting anything for Algiers either. Okay. Why is that, do we think? Now, we did have the secondary food routes on the go last time, and have I executed them? As the whole setup becomes more complex, it's very easy to lose track of exactly what you've done in order to try and keep things rolling. Of course, if you're in a position such as me, you can just go back and look at the video and find out. But there you go. Well, it's a green route, and if there's a train to be seen, we should see it. There's one. There's one. Look. That, I imagine, is just taking grain. Yep. Okay, right. Unrefined foodstuffs, which it's taking to here. And then all this stuff here is waiting for Toronto Food Bulk. Alright. There we are. Toronto of the... No, we just saw it. Toronto Food Bulk. It's there. Yep, it's carrying. Okay, now, here's the thing, is if maybe... And the reason for my interest here is maybe this is going to drop off and deliver straight to the airport. Right. Maybe. Right. Well, we know it's coming, so I'm going to park up and wait for it to soothingly come rattling past down here. That seems to be soothing. It's a good position for a rattle, at any rate. Now, I want to redevelop all of this. I mentioned this in the last episode. Is this entire area? My intention is to rebuild all of it to work much more efficiently and handle queuing, so that I can have more trains coming in and out. Now, these trains aren't going to go to new destinations. I'm going to try and increase the frequency at which we're delivering to our primaries now, because while every train bound for Atlanta is stock full of food or oil, depending on what we're shipping, it doesn't do it very often, and frequently that leads you to have a platform that is completely jam-packed with goods waiting to go. Look at all of this lot. We've got 1,300 waiting. See, I mean, there's 550 waiting for Atlanta. That's more than the capacity of the thing. So here we go. We've got this. This is dropping off. The question is it going to be my Berlin delivery? Because this is ready to go food, and evidently it's not. All right, what have I done here? We haven't got rid of the little plane off there, have we? Because that's a short flight. There we go. That's how I've broken it. Good. Right. That's easy to understand. You get sold. You have to have one of the tiny little original School of Flight Junkers in play in order for your goods routes to operate. Which is, I mean, it's odd, but at least it's understandable. Right, Berlin food flight, there we go. Right, that'll kick all of that along. one would hope. Right, we can move on. That took a little bit longer to figure out than maybe I'd hoped. We could have probably spotted that immediately if I'd tried. But hey-ho, I just want to swing by Dublin and have a look at that DC-3, which will make me happy about planes again. There you go. Right about there. I'll do it. Just so I can do a bit of, a camera-based fly past if I can hold the camera still, which I can't, evidently. Right, to the south of America, or south of the United States, I should say. America's a big, complicated place. Okay, so what we're looking at doing here is a commuter route, and there was another suggestion made in the last episode, which was that given Miami's growth, could we stick another station here? Now, this whole area has madness built into it already, and sticking another station here is going to increase that madness. And therefore, I'm into it. I think it's a great idea. The challenge is going to be the goods line passenger route kind of merging that we've got going on there, and I think the solution is going to be a bunch more track. But let's survey the land before we go any further. So what we've got here is, I'm trying to find the best view for this, so we've got Charlotte's main station here. Right, we trundle along, and then we hit the station in the middle of nowhere, which of course is no longer in the middle of nowhere. So we've called Atlanta Grand Central, but strictly speaking, these buildings actually belong to Charlotte, according to the game. So be it. And then as you continue around, we've got one more right here that is the Atlanta kind of main station. Now, what we're going to aim to do is then peel around. And I'm sure you can see how this is going to cause trouble, and then come back the other side. So we'll do a loop around the outside. This is going to be hellishly complicated. I mean, it's a great suggestion, but my goodness. Right, so let's think about where we want to stick stations. Now, one here would be a little too close, I think. I mean, we could possibly get one. I mean, we're going to try one to measure up. I might not get very far with this today, but I'm committed to it as a worthwhile experience. Of course, and we'll run Metroliners on it. So don't get excited about there being anything more exciting than a Metroliner on there. We're going to stick Metroliners on this. It's kind of what they're for, right? Yeah. What's this? Plus 200. That's platform length. Okay, right. So that would be a 360. We definitely don't need a 360. In fact, a 120 would be absolutely fine. Metroliners aren't the longest thing in the game. Alright, well, we're going to need 2 platforms. That's a given. Give me that. And I don't know. Well, we'll definitely want high speed. We'll want electrification, and we will want a second street connection. At the present time, what is unclear is whether I would need a curvature. There we go, that's the word. Right, now, I'm tempted to stick one up here and see if we can't get the town to develop up here as well. I mean, I think we're really stretching by that point. Yeah, you are properly stretching by that point. So if we go with a curvy, other curve, there we go, curvy number here, right? There's enough action going on in this kind of part of town to make that worthwhile. In fact, it needs to be properly curvy, since we're going to do a hit and run. So we'll stick one there. How do we feel about that? Adequate. Alright, and then we'll come along a little further. And this area seems to be building up quite nicely already. So we'll go about there, I think. Don't need this one to be curvy. This one can be straight. We'll even put the building on the other side. Look, how's that for generosity? Right about. Thank you, autosave. Right about there. But I don't want to delete anything. There we go. That's nice. Right, and then as we come round, I think there's space for one on the end here as well, you know. Probably because there is space for one here on the end. And then we're just missing one of a, with a similar kind of leaning at the other end. No, you've only if you do it like that. There you go, can get in there. Alright, smashing. Now, what I should have done here, of course, was I should have made this elevated. Now, I don't have an elevated train mod installed. I can get the track up there, but the question is, how do you get the stations up there? I've got some cash to play with. Let me just try something here. Don't worry, we'll make it look less hideous once I'm done. Right, give me that. Give me a bit more brush. Right. So you're going to want to build a relatively tall kind of get up here. But the problem, of course, is actually getting the passengers up there. Right. Let's. So there you go. That's one times elevated station, which can't align terrain at all ever. So I'd have to elevate it quite severely. In fact, it is unsurprising it can't align the terrain. The terrain's all over the show. Let's flatten it down a bit. Come on, and you. There we go. Right, try it now. Okay, with enough jiggery-pokery we could make that work. But do we want to? No, we'll work with what we've got. We're far too late in the day on this series to be monkeying around with elevated. I shall probably look at that in the next series. So my next series, so you know, will be taking place on a mountainous, probably a lot smaller, and mountainous map, in order to create some more interesting routes. You know, circuits are all well and good, but you know, I want a bit of variety in there. Okay, now this, of course, is all just stall tactics because I now have to figure out what I'm gonna do with the existing setup. I don't want to cross over the kind of the US main line, so the Dreamliner and the Intercity here. I don't want to be messing with. Now, it was pointed out to me that you know, in the UK, if you've got an extra loco like that, you do stick it on the back end. In the US, no, you stick that on the front as well. There you go. Things I never knew, things I now know. And we're actually going to take. It was also suggested we put a speed dance on one of these routes as well, in order to up the frequency and up the profitability. And I think that's a fantastic idea, so we're going to do it. Now then, if I'm running a little loop around here, we're only using 2 of these platforms, but I don't really want to. But everything, the alcos are running on the inside loop, inside of that loop. So what I would have to do would be to come in, cross over it, and get onto the outside. Now that's not a great way to do things, in my humble opinion, because that's just going to lead to. Well, it's going to make trouble. That's what's going to do. So what I need to do is I need to identify what's actually using those right now. And then again, if I'm planning to head out to Miami on this lap, then being on the outside is actually beneficial. So might actually, yes, it is beneficial. The only downside is that you're going to be interfering with the high speed here. So this is the American Express, Miami to Port Royal, Port Nelson, and many other places along the way. And actually, to make that work, yeah, to make that work, I'm going to have to expand this station to be a 6-track. For I have a notion that should prevent too many snarl-ups just from the weight of train traffic. And it's Atlanta, and Atlanta is you know, the poster child for growth and success. Well, it's Charlotte, strictly speaking, but you know, Atlanta gets to be part of that claim to fame. Right, let's whiz this, get these guys out of the station so I can upgrade it. Now, I strongly suspect it is not going to take this upgrade, and instead I'm going to have to do a spot of replacement. But, you know, we live optimistic. Right, upgrade. I need 6 tracks. Right, move all of this out of the way. Yeah, see, it's trying to put them on the wrong side. Okay, well, never mind. I've got cash in the bank, and the bulldozer is my homeboy. So, what length is that? That's what are we talking here? Well, it ain't that long. Probably 320, which was one of the default sizes. There we go. That's a 320. 320. We've got all of this. Got all of that. Yes, that's what we want. Right. Okay. Kill. Well, that was painless. Mostly. Right. Let's stick in 6 tracks. 320. Yeah. Okay, right. Spin it around. Atlanta gets modernized. Right, let's see if... Now, there will be some casualties for this war. In fact, that's too much curvy. Less curvy. Or we're doing all the kind of maneuvering here that the game absolutely loves to crash. You haven't got the second... You have got Second Street turned on. Oh, there we go. And it works. It fits. Just the other side that doesn't, but we can bulldoze that. I've got some really bad news for you very expensive buildings. They'll be back. Right, let's try and snap this back in. How's that looking? That's looking great. Take it. There we go. Right. Now, obviously, that's going to break every single route that we were running in and out of there. So I'm going to have to play with that and get it fixed again. There we are. And that bridge is going to have to go. This bridge is going to have to go. Oh, this is and that wasn't an easy one to thread in the first place. Okay, well, you know, we live on the edge. That's the only way to roll. So what I'm going to do here is. This orange route is the high-speed line, and yes, and it gets caught up in traffic on a regular basis as it rolls all the way down here. Now, you know what? Actually, since I'm passing, I'm going to stick the second Miami station in. What do we want to do here? This is my freight line, and that's going to get in everybody's way until I deal with it. In fact, I'm not sure I can deal with it. Where's my new Atlanta station? So, I mean, if I came up this side of the station, we could bypass all of that and hit there, right? Surely that makes a modicum of sense. It makes more than a modicum. That makes a massive amount of sense. Right. So if we want a 2 platform, in fact, do we need 2? We'll take 2 in case we need it. I have in the past been guilty of assuming I wouldn't need much platform, and then I made a mess of it. In fact, if we go a 4 platform and then we remove a bunch of stuff. All right, okay. Now you're playing with fire. It's almost like you want to break it. I can't argue with that. Breaking it's fun, because then you have to put it back together again. let's take it as far as there and then see what we can slot in. Right, so we've got 4 tracks, and the reason for the 4 track is so that we can have trains passing through some of it. Do I have, there we go, 4, yes, it's going to need to be a 320. Ooh, platform length, oh no, we can't have a 320, we can have a 320, there we go. Right, terrain alignment collision, okay, well that's something we can argue about in a moment. Where can I fit this in so that it doesn't fight me? Oh, there's the junction. So that's where I want to go. It's not even giving me a collision there. That's just plain, you know, construction's not actually possible. 16 buildings will be removed. And yet terrain alignment on me anyway. Now we can get in there. I can work with that. How far can we go this way? Oh, I quite liked all of those little buildings sat in the middle there. If we go a little bit further out, makes for a slightly more aggressive corner, but it means we can leave those buildings alone. Alright, now, carefully consider what the action you're about to take. Is it the right one? No, we need that. If we're moving it out, we might as well take the central platform as well. There we go. Right, now pull it in a little. Do not snap to anything other than that bit of road. And then I like it right here. Good. Okay, right, now let's make the necessary changes to this. Okay, right, now, you see now, this is immediately now turned into what is going to become a multi-part episode. No, you cannot terrain alignment on me, you swine. Right, let's get rid of these, because they're obviously going to be casualties in this magnificent expansion. Bulldoze, no, not bulldoze, flatten and flatteninate. Flataninate. There we go. It's a new word. I'm excited about its use. And then just get over here. Right? Don't try and do anything clever. Just get as far as there, and then we'll work on it from there. Right, why are you giving me... Oh, okay, fine. We'd left a little bit of track remnant in there. Right. Yeah. Okay. No. This is all going to require a little bit of work. But anyway, Miami, progressive is what it is. We're massive progress from Miami. The AI would have smoothed all that out. I didn't need to do it. There we go. Right, you can whiz down there. You can whiz down there. Now this bit of track here is going to be serving the goods line and the passenger line that are already Miami bound. So if I come round here like so, keep the pace up a bit. That looks pretty good. And then do the same the other side. That's a curious bit of track elevation changing going on there. Go on, can you snap there? You can. Splendid. Although that's about. I mean, obviously there has been some seismic activity in this part of the world. Get rid of it. Yeah. Let's try that again. Look, I don't ask for much. I just want this track to look straightish. All right, okay. You need me to lead to look back. I can do that. That's within my my lexicon. There we are. Now, yeah, interesting. We now have an option to throw it, kind of showing us some leg here. We could come down the other side, of course, which is an intriguing notion and one that I shall I shall ponder in a moment. There we go. Now, obviously, that's going to need to be redeveloped as well, and then I'm going to need to look at all of the different routes that are actually using this stuff, and figure out what the best way to go with it is. Right, I'm actually going to leave this standalone for the moment. These second two platforms. I don't know if I need to merge them onto the other track or not. So right now, I'm going to opt for not, because I could use that as a passenger exclusive. Now I still want to use the little passenger station down there. In fact, yes. And since I still want to use the little passenger station down there, because this one, that's must be goods. That one, passengers, is up here. Obviously, I knew that already. Now we could do dedicated passengers, dedicated goods, which could work. Which would also mean I didn't need to double track this. Alright, that's an interesting idea. It's interesting to the point that I'm going to do it. Okay, right. Right, okay, yeah. Alright, this is alright, brace yourselves. We're not going to finish this today. There is in fact no chance that this gets finished today. Hold on, you are taking multiple goods types down to Miami. Oh, but you don't want to be holding everybody up in a massive queue while you do so. All right, okay. So what are you thinking? Massive queue using the bridge. The bridge is certainly long enough. All right, yeah, okay, that will work. I'm quite happy to have a goods train that has to wait, because you know every time it waits, it will eventually end up helping to space trains out enough so that it shouldn't have to wait again. Trust me, this works. This, you know, it's counterintuitive maybe, but it does work. Right, now, okay. So if we were to say that this line here, this track, is in fact dedicated goods. All goods, all day, right? Naught but goods shall cross this path. Then as we go, I mean, again, you know, that means that that's on the wrong side for our objectives. But as you come down here, you stay on, and then you head down and do your goods business. Meanwhile, the other side could be dedicated passenger, both back and forth. How bad would that be? I mean, it depends how many trains you stick on there. But it's going to be a through. Yes, if we did this as a through path on this side. Oh no! You see, what we actually want is we want the goods coming on this one. But that means it's gonna block the other side. So I'd want it to do some kind of, you know, under or over to. You know, I'd want a flying junction of some description. Well, that's not going to be easy. All right. Well, maybe think about this in a more long. If we're going to invest, you know, a couple hundred million in getting this set up, then surely getting it set up properly is the way to go. Interesting. And actually, I'm going to leave you hanging. We're going to stop there. Let me give you a good view on all of this. All right. Let's kill that off. We've got a lot of stuff broken, so obviously I'm going to stay paused. Here's the objective. We've got Miami goods down here. Miami kind of main station over there. This is the new commuting route, which will possibly be part of the Atlanta-Charlotte commuter destination. So draw me a picture, right? Take a screenshot of that. There we go. There you go. Take a screenshot of that. draw lines on it. How would you set it up? If you post a link in the comments, I'll share those links up. And if you follow me on Twitter, which is at CNLFailure, I'll share some of these out if anybody can be bothered to do one, of course. And we'll pick it up from here next time around. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Interesting. I like this. This is a bit of a puzzle. It should be easy. Getting the goods line onto that side so that we've got a nice clear goods designated, and then whatever the heck that is, which will be passengers. We've got the long distance passenger. We've got 4 tracks to play with. Tell me what you want to do. Thanks for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Throw a like at this one if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the series if you've not yet done so by punching that subscribe button. If you hit that notification button as well, you get a heads up every time I go live. I'll be back very soon with, well, hopefully the solution to this particular puzzle. Catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.